up, baby?
The name's Veronica.
Ooh, Veronica, I likes that.
Great. Now I can die.
Whoa, hold up, baby. See, now, I noticed you noticing me. So I just want to put you on notice that I noticed you too. And to let you know that, I might consider letting you be with me.
Is that what passes for a compliment around here?
Look, baby, listen.
No, you listen. If you want a shot at being with me, maybe you should try talking to me like a human being, okay? Got it?
Actually, baby, you got it, but I take donations.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Tunji's podcast. I am your host, Tunji Taylor Lewis. Sorry for those of y'all who got to watch this right now. As y'all can see, you can probably see on my face that I'm really tired and just kind of waiting to make it to the end of this week. As I said before in the previous podcast, these workouts are really kicking my ass. And stupidly, at the top of this week, I decided to stay up later than I should have. Didn't get as much rest as I should have, and I'm currently paying the consequences for it. But we're at the end of the week. We're almost at the finish line. And when the weekend comes, I'm going to be snoozing. Today, I kind of just want to talk a little bit about rejection. Not in a motivational way. Not in a, Debbie Downer sort of way like I've sometimes done. But just like more matter of fact and just more in the context of like just my experience with it. I've been rejected so much. So just to put it into context, I have a project that I'm working on that I'm developing, and part of the process right now is sending out cold emails to a bunch of artists to collaborate with. I'm just sending out emails to them and pitching them the project and hoping that they collaborate with me on it. And it's so funny because I've done stuff like this before where I've created content or I have an idea and I want to collaborate with people on it, and I have to send out cold emails, and in that process, man, you just get rejected so much. And I've come to find that in that specific context of like sending out cold emails, that I've been rejected so much that I'm actually kind of starting to like it, which is weird. But like when you send out all these emails, like I'm waiting for the first person to email me back and say, James said, sounds like my love life. That's funny. You're good, James. You're fine. But like I'm just putting it out there, and I'm waiting for that first no. I'm waiting for that first email because I've kind of learned to translate that and take that to mean that okay, somebody looked at it. You know what I mean? Because the worst thing that could honestly possibly happen when you send out an email to somebody to like collaborate with you on something is just that they don't even take the time to look at it, right? But if your log line, like the title of your email is good enough for them to have curiosity, and then they read the email, and then they possibly read the attachment, and if they look at it and they decide, hey, this isn't what I want to do right now, at least that person took a look on it and then made a decision about it for his or herself, right? And that kind of just gives me hope that somebody else will look at it and think that it's a good fit for them, and then we could take like that next step forward. But that's just in that context. Like as far as sending out cold emails, I've definitely like gained thick skin in that department. But certainly in other ways, man, it's certainly a thing that I have to get used to. It's an ongoing thing. And I guess the reason why I bring up like the way in which I'm more callous and I'm more experienced with rejection, it's just like I feel like as I continue to, grow and evolve more and more in my career, that, when I get rejected in bigger ways, in more grandiose ways, in ways that I feel like are harder to recover, eventually I'll be able to have a perspective on rejection in those bigger ways as well. But it's tough, man. Being rejected, man. It's very difficult not to attach yourself to the rejection, if you guys know what I mean. When somebody says no to you, or you lose a job, or you lose an opportunity, or you have to walk away from something just because of something isn't right. It's hard to say to yourself, okay, they're just saying no to me as far as like this particular opportunity, or they just saying no to what I can bring to the table. They're not saying no to me as a person, as a human being. They're not saying anything about me as a human being when they reject me. It's just, this situation doesn't work out right now. And when you think about it logically, like that makes sense. But like, because as artists, we, invest so much of ourselves into what we do, that we put effort into what we do, it feels personal. Like the rejection it definitely feels personal. It's hard to, compartmentalize that. Man, it's, again, like the whole like journey of like, trying to evolve in this entertainment industry, rejection is just really, really part of the game. It's a necessary part of the game. I'm just finding, definitely for me, like I haven't been able to avoid it. Me, Mr. Competitive, feeling like, I'm never going to get rejected or ever have a failure. Excuse me. Sorry. When I first started, you kind of like just come up with, strategies inside of your own head about how everything's going to work out smoothly. That was the big mistake I made. Not mistake, but like, I think I was just idealistic at the time. And the reason why, I knew that I was naive and idealistic is like I failed to bring into account that, yes, I was going to put forth the effort, and yes, I had this strategy, and yes, I was going to work hard. But at the end of the day, because we're artists, we have to collaborate with people. We have to work with other people. And those other people aren't always going to hold their end of the bargain, right? They're not always going to, be respectful of you. They're not always going to be completely honest with you. They're not always going to like be focused or be as dedicated, you know what I mean? Like, like when it comes to, other people, they're not going to hold up their end of the bargain. That's just something you cannot control. It really, really is true what they say. Like the only thing that you can control is how hard you work. And like, you got to let the chips fall where they may, because like, man, there aren't as many reliable people as I would like to think. Or sorry, I would have liked to have thought. You know what I mean? Like, and there's definitely not many people who are striving for greatness specifically in what they do. A lot of people are, out here, trying to, entertain, to get that as good of a paycheck as possible, or to have the perception of being, better than most people, or for no or for those types of like shallow reasons. But when it comes to, true artistic greatness, like the Will Smiths of the world and the Dave Chappelle's of the world and the, you guys know what I'm saying. Just like, the Stan Lees of the world, people who have just achieved like artistic greatness in a way that, the masses can enjoy and consume. Most people aren't gunning for that. And it's really unfortunate. I don't know why you'd want to do this thing other than to create good work, other than to connect with people, other than to better people's lives, and then in the process make, like some money from that for sure. I'm so sorry, y'all. Yeah, it's just strange to me that you would want to do it for any other reason other than that. And it's also strange to me that people wouldn't want to work hard to be the best that they can be. Maybe that just comes from me being like a very competitive person. Maybe that's just me. That's just in my DNA. I don't know. But like, if you're doing something, you might as well like put forth your best effort. And otherwise, like, you're wasting like, precious hours of your life. Like, that's just how I feel about the situation. And, you come into this thing and you realize that, not everybody feels that way. You got to be okay with that. And I saw this meme from Diddy that was very, I felt like he was speaking right to me when he said it. He basically said, you can't expect you from other people. And that's definitely something that I've had to learn. Granted, it was like simply because I just thought everybody felt the way I felt, but just more and more I'm realizing like, you really, really can't expect you from other people. You got to do you, or in my case, I got to do me. I got to be the hardworking, crazy, maniacal studier of the game that I am. And just continue to forge my own path and continue to work hard, continue to fight, and try to be patient. Like, patience, I'm very, very bad at. I feel like time is running out, even though I'm only 25. Like, I can be like crazy and maniacal sometimes. But yeah, yo. So that's all I got to say for right now. Appreciate those who stuck with me and listened through my whole ranting and raving. So anyways, that's it for now, y'all. Peace.